Welcome to Coffee, Cards, and Conjure with Mademoiselle Lynna. www.conjureknits.com. Hello, thank you so much for joining us this evening for Coffee, Cards, and Conjure. Tonight we have a very, very special guest. Tonya from Divinity, Diva Tarot is with us, and we will be talking about tarot. We will also be talking about voodoo, and just different things, that go on in the magical community. Now, I was out and about. I was driving when we did the interview live. I was on my cell phone, so you may hear some rain in the background and me driving. Also, my bad, I forgot to start the recording at the beginning, and so we missed about the first 10 minutes. But we made it through, and the part that we did record is phenomenal, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. Welcome to Coffee, Cards, and Conjure with Mademoiselle Lynna. www.conjureknits.com.
So I think people have to kind of realize that if it's for you, the door will be open.
It will, and it'll fly wide open. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't, I guess you can deny it, but they'll keep after you.
It's true, but you can't fake the funk. And I think that's what a lot of people are finding out with the spiritual community nowadays. You have a lot of people that are talking a good talk, they're walking a good walk, but they're really not connected with spirit. I mean, their motivation could be anything, ego, status, money. But when somebody's really connected with spirit, you see it, you feel it. There's a connection with that person.
Right, exactly. So tell us a little bit. I know you do a voodoo 101 class. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Can you kind of like me? I don't really know anything about voodoo. So can you kind of give me a summary?
Yeah, basically what the class is an introduction on how things came about. Now, of course, voodoo originated in Africa. We have a lot of lineage that when you look at the slave trade, and I think it was 1492 when Christopher Columbus went over to Haiti, and he thought that there was gold there. And so what he did was he sent back messages that they were going to go ahead and pilgrim. What is it? Pilgrimage? How do you pronounce
Pilgrimage?
The community, the land. They were going to take over this land.
Like pillage.
Pillage. Thank you. I was trying to get the word out, and I was like, okay, no, that's not it. But basically what they did was the Taino Indians were there, and they saw them wearing all this gold. So Columbus was like, oh my God, this island is full of gold. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take this island over. What happened with that is that it wasn't what he thought it was. And of course they started raping or having relationships with the Taino Indians, and because of their immune system, the Indians started to die. So, I wonder why I'm getting admit people in, but I'm just admitting people in the room.
You're the co-host.
Oh, okay. So when the Indians started to die, Christopher Columbus was like, oh my God, we need people to help us mine. We don't have enough people to help us mine. And that's where the slave trade started coming into Haiti, because they shipped the slaves over to mine for this gold that they thought was there. Now, the life expectancy for a slave in Haiti was 2 years, no matter how old you were. If you were 16, you were expected to live for 2 years. If you were 34, you were expected to live for 2 years because of the brutality of the slave trade. And a lot of people, of course, did not even survive the voyage there.
Right.
So what happened was when the people from Africa were traded or brought over to Haiti, they brought their religion. They brought their belief system. And that was something that they held on to, so that when they came to Haiti, they connected with the spirits for survival. A lot of people think that voodoo, and I hate that voodoo gets this bad name of, whenever people get mad at people, they're like, I'm gonna do voodoo on you, or I'm gonna curse you with voodoo. Voodoo was originally for survival, for connecting with the spirits, for connecting with nature, and it can be a very healing tradition, religion, because you are using nature, you're working with herbs, you're working with spirits. So it's not a negative. Of course, you can do negative with it, with anything. You can be a Christian and be a negative Christian. You can be a hoodoo worker and work two-handed. So it's not to say that you can't do darker things with voodoo, but I think it gets a bad rap, because the beginning of voodoo was to come in for survival for these people in Haiti. That's how they connected with their spirit. So at some point, the slaves got really smart, and they were like, you know what? We outnumber these people. We need to go ahead and get stronger. And that led to the Haiti Revolution, where they actually called the Loa in, and Loa are spirits. There would be like angels. But in the voodoo tradition, they came and they were fighting this revolution to free the island of the slave trade, of everything that was going on, because their people were dying. So it said that the Loa came down with the slaves and fought this revolution for their freedom, and that's how Haiti ended up getting its independence.
Oh, okay.
So when you look at voodoo, you're looking at it in a way where it's a very powerful religion. The belief system is very strong because people use it. They work alongside their spirits, their Loa. We don't worship them. We don't demand of them. We don't command of them. We simply petition them as partners and ask them to bless us and bring prosperity or protection into our life. And it's just like talking, I guess it'll be like for some people who would be in Christianity, would be like archangels, connecting with spirit that walks with you. They walk with you. So when you deal with Haitian voodoo, it really is a connection to nature. It's a connection to spirit. It's a connection to tradition. It's an understanding of why voodoo is used, what was the proper way that it came into being. And it kind of takes away all these, what is that movie, Serpent and the Rainbow? And there's a couple of voodoo movies that are just, of course, entertainment. They're complete nonsense. But it's what a lot of people believe, because they believe what they see. But there's actually a beauty to voodoo. There's a tradition there. There's structure there. And there's a working relationship between us and our Loa.
Right. And the Loa is the same as the saints. Like if you lose something, you call upon Saint Anthony. Right?
And it is true. They are spirits that work with you and walk with you. And of course, during the slave times, a lot of people, because they couldn't practice openly, would use saint candles to represent the Loa. And to this day, there are still candles that represent the Loa. Now, of course, 2020, we have people that are starting to make candles with the pictures of the Loa on them. We have a little bit more freedom. We're not being persecuted or murdered because of our belief system at this time. But there was a time where Africans or slaves could not freely worship the Loa. So they had to come up with creative measures to still worship and do their spirituality without having the slave owner abuse them or torture them, or in some extreme cases kill them because of their belief system.
Right. And is that where, like, I honestly, I really don't know a lot of stuff, but like Saint Bridget represents somebody in voodoo, and they like substitute the thing.
I mean, Lazarus can represent Papa Legba. We have Saint Barbara, who can represent Dontor. We have Saint George, who can represent Ogu Farai. There are a lot of course, I would say representation with Catholic saints, because of course Christianity was being pushed on the slaves at that time. And for a lot of people, Catholicism was a major part of that. Even today with voodoo, Catholic prayers are still used to open ceremonies. And you have some voodoo songs that don't feel that it's appropriate, but to be honest, as a former Catholic, I can connect it. I can understand the power of the prayer, and I can understand why we would say the prayer and how it would connect with the Loa. If you've ever gone to a fete, it's actually a beautiful ceremony, and it merges tradition, where people can they can connect. You have a lot of Catholics that are voodoo songs that do practice voodoo. What was it? Was it a couple of years ago that the Pope actually acknowledged voodoo as a religion?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Yeah, I think it
don't
was.
watch TV, so I don't know.
Yeah, he actually, I remember seeing the interview and the write-up, and he actually acknowledged voodoo as a religion. So I think the thing about it is that, of course, there are parallels with any practice that you use, but in voodoo we do have Bande, we have a god, we have a good god, we have the Loa, who are like angels or spirits that we work closely with. So there are parallels that actually they connect, and a lot of people can relate to that.
Right.
And I can think, like, even with 21 divisions, which would be Dominican, the mysteries, working with the saints, they represent the Loa, but in a way where it's a little bit different, because in voodoo and 21 divisions, they would be more like cousins. Similarities, but more like cousins. But they do use a lot of the saints to represent the Loa. They work with the saints.
I'm nodding my head. I don't know if you can see me.
Oh yeah, I can. So with Haitian voodoo, I think it is something that you are initiated into, unlike Louisiana voodoo. Louisiana voodoo basically comes from family, passed down through the families. There is no initiation in Louisiana voodoo. You literally can practice because your family practiced. Now, my family is from Louisiana, but via Haiti. When I got my DNA tested, I think a couple of years ago, it kind of showed the journey of how my family came to the States, via Africa, then Haiti, then Louisiana. So I actually have a bloodline tie to Louisiana voodoo, which is, I think, because I have a great grandfather who was Haitian, or who is Haitian, but in the family spoke Creole. So there are a lot of things that led me to my initiation in Haiti. It wasn't that you just woke up one day and it's like, oh, I'm going to go to Haiti and get initiated. I literally felt like that was where I was supposed to be.
Exactly. And you feel more at home now.
I feel complete. Well, almost complete. My next trip, I think, would be to Africa. Okay. I think to Africa. And I feel like, I'm not sure if there would be an initiation that would take place in Africa, but I feel like there's a part of me that needs to go and complete the journey, for me personally.
Now, have you had any problems with like your relatives, your immediate family, and other people accepting your change?
You know, I have, and I think initially my mom, even though she is from Louisiana, and here's the thing, you can be born into a bloodline and have a whole family that has a lineage, but they don't want to open that door back up, and that's, of course, their right to say, I don't want to practice this, or I don't want to do this. And my mom was probably like that. Of course, she was born Catholic, raised Catholic, so I'm pretty sure she wasn't excited when I told her that, I was going to be a voodoo priestess, because to her that was kind of going against what she was. But, now she accepts it. She gets readings from me. She calls me a voodoo priestess. So I think she realized that it didn't change anything in me. I think her perception of voodoo was a little bit skewed you know, with things that she had heard and what she saw. Now, when I did come back from Haiti, and I posted that I had come back from Haiti, and I don't think I even acknowledged that I wasn't Mambo in that post. I just said I came back from Haiti. And I think a lot of people who understood what my journey was, I had like 40 something people unfriend me because I used the word voodoo.
Right. I think people are like you were saying about your mom. Her view of it was skewed. I think that people are afraid of what they don't know.
I mean, you see it. You see it with hoodoo. You see it with root workers. You see it with Ifa. You see it with Palo Mayombo. You see it with Santeria. You see it where people they see the negative aspects of it because
even with hoodoo and conjure.
Yeah, you see it. And I think it's because you have a lot of people now that are in groups or on Instagram or Facebook, and everybody's like, I'm going to curse or hex you. I'm going to use this knowledge to curse or hex you. And I think people don't realize that there's a lot more to those traditions than cursing and hexing.
Yeah.
I think people get the bad image or the bad view of it, and that's what they see because that's all that's being presented. But we both know that there's so much good that can be done with those traditions and those religions. People, you know, they're not utilizing it. Everybody's kind of fear-based nowadays. I want to scare you with my knowledge or my power. And you know, my philosophy is if you have to threaten people and talk about your power, you don't have any.
Exactly.
So if you're on Facebook in a group telling everybody you're gonna curse them, and we both know no worker would sit on there and give you a heads up that I'm about to work your ass. You wouldn't do it. A worker would not do it. Somebody who has some type of skill set would never tell you that your ass was about to be worked. You'd get hit. You would get hit and you wouldn't know where it was coming from. So I think a lot of people get caught up in that, you know, oh, I'm going to scare you with this tradition or this. And they're giving the religion and the tradition bad names.
They really are. Just like the memes going around too about who's got the voodoo doll of me, you know?
True. It's true. And I think the crazy thing about it is that there is no voodoo doll in voodoo.
Right.
It's more of a hoodoo practice.
Yeah, but even in hoodoo, it's not like what the movies make it out to be.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
You know, or a doll baby, but that's for like prosperity or protection or health and things. It's not to curse people. I mean, I guess you could use it to curse somebody, but I don't see sticking pins in somebody's eyeballs, you know, on a doll working.
No, I think somebody kind of took a little bit of a liberty with that. And I mean, we both know there's certain ways that you can work puppets. I mean, for good or for bad. But sitting up there putting 50 pins in it, I don't even think I would waste my time. But that's something that was sold to people where they believe it. And when you go to Louisiana, you see all these little voodoo dolls with pins all over them. And most of them come from China. They don't even come from anybody in Louisiana.
Right.
But it kind of goes back to education.
I was going to say that I believe too that the people who believe that people are hexing them give that quote unquote hex more power by believing in it.
Absolutely.
It's like fear based.
You have a ton of people that are going around and it's like I'm cursed, I'm hexed, and some of them are their own worst enemy. It's not that anybody's working them, it's that they're making bad decisions and they want to believe that that's somebody that's working them. Now, are there people out there that do throw work? Of course, there are. If you are a reputable worker, your protection, your grounding and everything should be up in the first place. But let's be honest, you have people that are innocent that get work thrown at them because now you can be a YouTube witch or an Instagram witch or a Facebook mambo, whatever it is, whatever title you want to give it. But I do believe that if you believe that you're constantly getting hit and you're not protecting yourself, then that's more of a self-imposed issue. You should be bringing it more into your life. I think you froze. I froze. I'm
Oh,
not sure.
I'm here. I guess I was muted.
Oh, were you muted?
Yes, when I came back in, I hit a dead spot on 45. I guess the internet just went out and it had to like reconnect.
Ah.
And then when I came back in, I was muted. But I think that a lot of it is fear-based manifestation. That they think so hard that they're cursed that they actually manifest their own worst fear. And it's not that they're cursed, it's that bad shit's gonna keep happening to them because they believe it will.
Well, I think if a person gets into your head and allows you to think that they're doing something to you and there's a fear there, of course your thoughts can make it happen. We do know that there are workers out there that do throw work.
Right. Oh, I agree,
And
and that's why everyone should always have their protections.
yeah. But I think the whole thing is any reputable priest or priestess in any tradition is not going to tell you that they're going to work you. They're not going to tell you. If somebody is coming at you with that, they have no power. The thing is, they're trying to get in your head and they're trying to scare you.
Right. Yeah, no, because it's like a cardinal rule to stay silent. And that's across the board, you know. Even in
Exactly.
Wicca, to know, to will, to dare, and to be silent. You know, in conjure, don't tell nobody. Keep your mouth shut. You know, it's always across the board.
It's common sense. If I told you, Lynn, I'm going to work you, you're going to counteract my work. You're going to put your protection up and you're going to start your reversals because you know that it's coming. So it would be,
right.
And I hate these memes that, oh, I'm going to voodoo you, or I'm going to do voodoo to you, I'm going to throw a voodoo curse on you. And I'm like, oh, God, here we go with that bullshit. Because that's not the way it would work. But you do have a lot of people that are leading off of fear, and it's because they're scared. I think if somebody's trying to make somebody else be afraid, it's because they're afraid. And I think you have to be careful with that because one day you're going to come across somebody who really does know what they're doing, and you're going to get hit hard.
Yeah. This motherfucker, oh, excuse my mouth. Houston drivers, he's weaving all over the road, and I'm staying back. I'm gonna watch him wreck. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you need to be careful. You need to be careful. I think the whole thing about it is, like I tell a lot of people on my page, any tradition or any religion that you're going to get involved in, you need to research it. You need to research what it's about. You need to research the people that you're joining with. And I think that's whether it's a coven or a society or a spiritual house, you need to know what you're signing up for. A lot of people don't understand that. And I think anytime you're following a tradition or a religion, you got to do your homework.
Yes, I agree. And be careful with the friends you keep, too. I mean, even outside of religion, you should always be very picky about who you're around because that shit rubs off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I get so many horror stories about people who say, oh, I initiated, they took all my money. I'm not learning anything, or now they're working against me because I don't want to give any more money. And it's like, you didn't see it coming. And they were like, no, I didn't, I thought I trusted these people. And I think here's the thing about any tradition or religion. You should approach somebody with wanting to understand or grow. If anybody's coming at you and saying, oh, you need to spend $5,000 or $10,000 to initiate with me because Spirit told me this, I'd be really weary about that.
Right.
Because that's really not the way that Spirit works. They open doors, they send you to people, and if it's right for you to walk through, they make it happen. But somebody soliciting money for you to initiate, you got to be really careful. A lot of people want the titles nowadays. They don't care about the tradition. They don't care about the amount of work that has to go into it. They want to be the high priestess, or they want to be, the magical whatever, or the mambo, or the ugan, or whatever. So it's like you got to be really careful. Like somebody is saying, spiritual pimp. You got to be really careful that people are not just selling you a dream and taking your money, because there's a lot of people right now. The spirituality, this is like $1 billion thing right now. People are just.
Yeah. I get people in my inbox and on Instagram telling me that my ancestors have a message for me, and if I pay them, they'll tell me what my ancestors told them to tell me. And I'm like, bitch, my ancestors told me themselves.
Right. I think if anybody comes to you and tells you what your spirit is supposed to be telling you, that a lot of times it's a crock. It's a bunch of shit. Because if your spirit really wanted you to walk that path, they come to you themselves. And I know a lot of people say they don't hear it, but you do. You are being guided. If you really pay attention, they're going to bring people into your life that you need to meet. And they're going to show you things about people that you need to see. And sometimes with people, it's to give you an out so that you don't invest in this person. You don't invest any money or time into somebody who's not right for you. I get so many women that are talking about they're out here sucking dick of spiritual men and having sex with them for titles. And that's bullshit.
That's fucked up.
If you go into a tradition or a religion, you need to be empowered, not somebody's bitch. That's not the way you go in. That's not the way you want to go in. And it goes to men too. I mean, it's not just happening to women, it's happening to men too. People are preying on people that they think are weaker, and they're saying, look, if you pay me this amount of money, I'll give you this and I'll make you this and that. And then they take their money and they do nothing for them. And these people have to start over again.
Yeah, you have to be very careful. And when you say you do your research, I agree. And I don't think you should do research for a day or a week or a month. I think you should take your time and invest 6 months, a year. Research and really get to know what you're really getting into, because there's a lot involved. Like you said, there's the religion aspect, there's the house aspect, there's a lot involved, and it's going to take more than just a day or two to figure out if that's the right thing.
It took me 5 years to find a voodoo house. 5 years. And I literally was looking that whole time because it was important to me to connect with the right people and to do it the right way. And I'm glad, to be honest. I'm glad that it happened the way it did. A lot of people say, oh, well, you could have been a mambo sooner or whatever. It's not about the title. It really isn't. It's about connecting with spirit first and letting spirit guide you to the right people and growing within that community or growing within that house. Now, of course, nothing is going to be perfect. Even spiritual houses have dysfunction. But you need to take your time. You need to go to fetch. You need to go to mesas. You need to go to misas. You need to go, to parties. You need to go and experience these things so that you can see how the people are, how they interact with each other, how they conduct their houses. What do they do with the money? I mean, there's so many things that you need to look at, because if this is going to be your family, you're going to be a part of this. You need to know what you're getting into.
Right. I totally agree. And that's with anything, any religion. I know even like when I converted to Catholicism, I had to go to classes for 9 months. It was not getting dunked in a bathtub full of water and there you go. You know, you had to go to classes, you had to learn the religion, you had to be around the people, you had to participate in different stuff. And you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think that's one thing about Catholicism that a lot of people don't understand is that you literally do take classes to understand how you're worshiping and who you're worshiping. So that they know that when you come in, that you know what you're doing, that you're connected with whatever the God is that they're selling you. At that time, they want to make sure that you know that. And I think a lot of traditions or religions should do that, and people should expect that. If they're doing something and they're not trying to teach you, if they're not trying to show you the proper way to do things, you're going to end up getting fucked.
Oh yeah.
That's to a lot of people.
So your main, I don't know, call it a day job, would be reading tarot cards. How did you get into that?
Tarot cards, honestly, were natural to me. I went to a shop when I was 16 in New Orleans, and I picked up my first deck, which was Rider-Waite, which is probably a harder deck to read. At the time, they didn't have all these oracle cards. Now they have all these oracle cards that are a lot easier. But back in the days, when I first started reading, there was pretty much nothing but tarot. And Rider-Waite was everywhere. I probably started reading for about a few years just on myself. And I know a lot of readers say, oh, I don't read myself or I can't read myself. And I think it's because of emotion. They're too attached with the outcome. But that's how I learned. I learned to be really honest with myself and to read the cards honestly. So if it said I was going to have a bad day, that was my warning. I knew I was going to have a bad day. If it said I was going to break up with a guy, I was going to break up with a guy. I remember even seeing my divorce in my cards maybe 2 years before I actually filed for divorce because Spirit was telling me to get ready. So I literally started reading for myself, and then I would read for a few friends here and there. I don't think I really opened up. When did I start reading for doing my lives? I think 3 years ago. So I'm 52 now, so I was in my late 40s. When I decided that I wanted to kind of start doing readings for other people. And I was in a practice group, the Medium Psychic Sisters. It's a group that you can kind of go in and do readings for people and practice and kind of build your skill set up. And I did that for about a year. And then I just kind of, Spirit was like, you're going to go live. And I was like, no, not me. Ain't doing that. Not my thing. And they kind of kept pushing me. And then one day I went live and shit. This is where we're at now. This is what we're doing.
Well, I'm glad you did because that's how I met you.
Well, I'm glad. And you're right. You are right. I remember. And I remember the first reading too that I did for you. We won't talk about it. We will not talk about it. But I've been really blessed to meet some amazing people through readings. I mean, a lot of them have become friends. A lot of other readers, I think we're watching each other grow. We're watching each other expand. And I know a lot of people kind of go, oh, it's about the money. It's about the money. I don't think so. A lot of the people that I deal with, of course, like you do a lot for people that people don't even realize.
I think to me it's about helping people. And if you can help someone through the cards, you can see them and give them advice, how to maneuver through the situation that they're in. And,
I agree.
Now, I do get frustrated sometimes, and it's mostly like if people don't listen to me, it frustrates me because it's my mission. I have to help these people, and if they're not letting me help them, it's like,
I agree. I think it's the same way with me. I think You know, Spirit is kind of handled up on me, and we know every now and then Spirit will spank you. You know, it'll tell you, look, you know, get right, do yourself right, or do these people right. I've kind of come to the conclusion where you give the message, whether they want to take it or not, you give the message. And sometimes you have a person that comes back every week with the same question. And all you can do is keep giving them the same answer until either you get tired of it and you have to kind of cut that tie with them. But
Right.
I think the thing about it is if you're doing it from your heart, you want to see people get better. Like you said, you want to see people move forward. Tarot is a way to help you navigate life. It's kind of like a roadmap. Now, it's not set in stone, but if you
No,
really,
I was going to say that sometimes they come back and they ask the same question and get a totally different answer, and then they're like, what the fuck? You've been telling me the whole time that this was going to happen, and now it's completely changed. Why? Because free
will plays a
will.
lot. Yeah.
And if somebody goes and does something, you know, rash, most of the time it would be somebody acting out of character and doing something in a desperate situation, and they throw everything off. And then they wonder, well, why is it different now? Because you did something different. You know?
It's the same way, and I think you have free will, and then of course you can't control the actions of the people around you. You know, I can tell you as the reader that if you walk out of my office and you turn right, you're going to win the lotto. But say there's a roadblock and you have to go left. It does change a little bit of that outcome. Now, if it's a destiny thing, no matter what, Spirit is going to bring you back to that outcome. But if you don't do anything, a lot of times you're going to get exactly what's coming to you or what comes into the cards. And a lot of people, if they don't want to make the changes in their life, you kind of keep getting the same energy.
Right.
I don't know.
So what would you say? I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
I think I went through. So I was going to say, what would you say is your favorite card?
My favorite card? The High Priestess, 100%.
Okay, and you want to kind of give us like a sentence or two and tell us why?
Well, you know, because she represents me, she represents higher intuition, she represents skill, she represents determination, spirituality. She's beautiful. Even when I pull her for a man, there's a beautiful energy about that that says that you're connected to spirit, you're connected to a higher power. And in every card, even though she looks different, the meaning never changes with who she is. And to me, she has a lot of integrity. She has a lot of ethics. Not like the magician. The magician can be a little shady. The magician can be a little tricky. They could be a magic woman or a magic man, but to me, the high priestess, whether it's a male or a female, and I know some people read a male as the magician, but I met men and read for men who are high priestess. Could have been that in a past life. But I think she brings forth a lot of integrity when you see her in the reading, because this is somebody who knows what's going on. You can't bullshit her. She knows. She sees everything.
She is the embodiment of spirit.
Yes. And there's a beauty to that. It really is a beauty. Whenever I see her in my spread, it shows me and it tells me you're connected to spirit. This is who you are.
You're on the right path. And what is your least favorite card and why?
My least favorite, probably, it's a cross between 3 of Swords and 10 of Swords. 3 of Swords, because 3 of Swords to me is always some type of emotional hurt. Somebody's going to be in pain. Whether it's about cheating or even sometimes 3 of Swords can represent surgery. It's being cut. You're hurt. for whatever reason. And for a lot of people, it really speaks about emotional hurt. The same way with Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is like getting stabbed in the back, betrayal. Um, you know, thank God you're coming to the end of that cycle, but it's showing that you're going to go through something that literally is going to break you down before you get back up. And so those cards, when you read them or you see them in somebody's spread, you know that this person is going through shit. You know that they've been through their own personal hell. And I hate seeing it in my spread because then I'm like, who's that bitch that's going to stab me in the back? You know, then I got to look at all my friends and my friends list and everything because you know it's coming. If it hasn't already got you, you know it's coming.
Right? Get the apples out. Find out who it is.
Absolutely. Those were really good questions, Lynna, because I've never really thought about it.
I have one more. What card do you think you are at? What card do you think you are in right now at this moment in time?
Right now,
not like 8 o'clock.
I would probably say right now I am in Ace of Wands. I think I have a lot of fast opportunities that are coming in, things that are opening up. The energy is moving really fast. I feel like I have some excitement. I got fire energy kind of pushing me right now to take advantage of new opportunities that are coming in. So I would probably say that's what I would connect to at this moment right now.
Speaking of new opportunities, you're going somewhere very soon. Where are you going?
Oh my God. Is it Colorado? I've traveled so much. I don't even know where the fuck I am and where I'm going.
You're like, what time zone is it?
I'm so confused. But I think my last trip for this year is going to be the Mile High Conjure Gala in Colorado. I think it's Denver,
Yes.
Colorado. And of course, Papa's going to be there. Hoodoo Sin Moise, he's teaching. Michelle Jackson, Candelo Cambisa, is it Beverly Smith, Charles Porterfield, Ifa Abeyo. I feel like I'm missing somebody. It's a whole roster of people, really, really talented teachers, mentors from different traditions, and they're all speaking a little bit about what they do. They're teaching classes on connecting with spirit, bone reading, protection, work, everything.
You're gonna love Beverly. I went the first year they had the Conjure Gala, and it was amazing. I learned so much. I really did. You were gonna have so much fun. You really are. And Denver's it's beautiful.
I'm excited about it. I'm not really excited about the weather. I haven't even checked, but I'm hoping that it'll be decent.
But it's not cold there. It gets colder down here where we are than it does up there, because you know what it's like in February. You know that 1 month of winter we have.
Yeah.
It gets in your bones, girl. And up there, it's not like that. You can wear a sweatshirt, blue jeans, and snow boots.
And you're okay.
Yes, as long as you keep your feet dry, you're fine.
Well, then I'm good then. I'm looking forward to it. Papa was like, you need to start branching out, and there's been talks about teaching more and everything, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle things and learning. The great thing about being surrounded with a bunch of elders is that you really get to tap into their knowledge. You get to tap into their personality, and you get to see how things are done in a proper way. And I'm excited about that. I'm really excited.
So is there a possibility that you could be teaching at the store in New Orleans at any point? I mean, I kind of feel like you will.
You know what? I wouldn't be opposed to it. I really wouldn't. And I know Papa's already had other kids. I think Tessa, and I know you know Tessa.
Yes.
She's taught a protection at home class there. I think Celeste, I call her Mambo Machete. I don't know if you know Celeste, but Celeste is also taught at the store too. So, we'll see what next year brings. I think I'm going to step out a little bit on faith, and my spirits are kind of pushing me. I was saying for the longest, I'm not going to teach, I'm not going to teach, I'm not going to teach. And I think Spirit has something else in store. I should be tired of telling them what I'm not going to do, because all they do is kick my ass and I end up doing it anyway.
Girl, I got a story for you too, but I'm not going to tell you on air about them. If they want you to do something, they'll make you do it.
They will. So I'm assuming that you got your ass kicked. You got a spirit kick ass.
You already know, because part of it had to do with why I called you yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you about it later. We won't do it in the public. Some things have to stay private.
Absolutely. We can't put everything out there.
Don't speak about it. We gotta have our little secrets every now and then.
Absolutely.
So how can people? Okay, you're gonna be in Denver. Is that this weekend or next weekend?
Should be next weekend. I think the Conjure Gala is November 9th and 10th.
Okay, good, because I do need my eyebrows. I'll come by your house this weekend.
Yeah. Catch up with me this weekend.
In the meantime, how can people get in touch with you?
You can hit me up on YouTube, Divinity Diva Tarot, Instagram, Divinity Diva Tarot, Facebook, Divinity Diva Tarot.
So, just Divinity Diva Tarot?
Everywhere. Yeah, you can find me. You can find me. Somebody knows me. Somewhere, somebody knows me.
Right. Is there any work that I know you do, like readings, and you do mediumship, and you teach the introduction to voodoo class. Is there any other work on your massage therapist, and you wax people and do permanent makeup? We do that. But is there anything that, other than what I mentioned, that you do? Do you
know that I'm working on my Etsy? I'm working on my own products and everything. I have been taking in some work, a lot of protection work, some money work here and there. I don't really fuck with love work. I don't know why. And with love work, you have somebody calling you every 2 minutes.
You love reading.
I do love reading, and I can give you everything that you need out of the love reading. Really, does he love you? Does she love you? How do they feel? We can talk about all that, but when it comes to really doing work about love, it's just like, I would rather have diarrhea for a week, I think.
Right. That's what my next question was going to be. Is there anything that you won't do?
You know what? And it would be love work. And I think it's just because of the desperation sometimes that people feel about it. It gets overwhelming. I'm an empath. It gets very overwhelming for me to feel that. It's a different type of energy versus protection work and money work. It really is a different type of energy. And I know there are a lot of workers that love it, absolutely love it, but I'm not one of them. Honestly, I'm just not one of them.
What would be your, as far as work, what would you consider your specialty?
I would probably say protection. Protection, because I focused on protection 100%, and I think a lot of people get into a practice and they kind of skim over it.
Protection's got to be like your number one thing, especially if you've got other people involved. Like we both have children, so it's kind
children, animals,
it's
everything.
Kind of up to us to take care of our whole family,
Yeah, but there are a lot of people that kind of bypass it. They do a little cleanse here and there. They might mop their floor maybe once every, week or whatever. But and I guess because I'm in a community and I see a lot of people throw and get hit, that I understand how important grounding yourself and protecting yourself is. So that would probably be what more people come to me for is protection work.
Okay, good. I know you know what you're talking about.
Well, you've been to my house, so you already know.
I've seen you break a sweat protecting shit around the house.
Yeah. If the spirit don't want your ass in the house, you ain't coming in the house. You know, I don't put so much holy water and Florida water and all kind of shit all over the place.
But your house smells good.
Well,
all right. Go ahead.
It did before we got the damn cat that's shitting all over the place.
Well, I wasn't gonna bring that up.
Yeah, but don't worry about it. I gave him a bath and dumped a whole thing of damn Florida water on him. I think I exorcised the shit demon out of him.
I hope so.
I do too.
You're welcome to come to my house if you want to.
Hey, all you got to do is tell me when. You got your house is protected too. I've been at your house.
Yeah, my egg is still good. 2 years, girl.
2 years, I know. So you don't really have anything to worry about. Your shit is good. Your shit is good. There's some people out there that, they're just a little bit. When it comes to.
I mind my own business and I keep my mouth shut. I don't do drama.
You could do that nowadays, but sometimes I've seen people get drugged into drama that.
That is true, but I will. Yeah. I'll be the first one to be like, no. And I won't. I mean, you could be my friend from last millennium, and if you do something that I don't agree with or don't like, I'll cut it off. I mean, because I'm just not going to do drama. I just don't.
No, I think you need to know where you stand with people. And I think that's really smart, especially in a community. What I try to tell people a lot of times, not every disagreement is a beef. You can disagree with somebody and be okay with it and let it go. The problem is that you have some people that don't know how to disagree properly. And they want to fight and they want to throw and do spell work and all kind of shit because I call it spiritual immaturity.
What the older people call it, egging people on. They just keep it up.
Some people get off. They get off on it, and that's cool. I mean, honestly, if it's not my lane and that's what they do, that's what they do. I'm kind of like you. I got shit to do. I got bills to pay, kids to feed, animals to take care of. I really don't have time for that bullshit.
No, I'm just going to do my readings, watch my Netflix, and knit me some socks, and I'm good to go. Pick up the kids from school on time.
But you do have to keep up your protections because of that, because not everybody is going to think like that. And that's the thing about it. If you're in the community and you are staying in your lane, every now and then you're going to have some bullshit that drifts over into your lane. Yeah. It just will. Yeah.
I mean, literally, this time last year, that car sideswiped me, and then for like a month or at least a couple of weeks, it was just like, shit.
That's right.
And it's like, holy fuck, what did I do?
I remember. And that's a whole, and even like you say, dressing your car, protecting your vehicle. A lot of people will protect their home and their everything in their home and everything, but you need to protect your wheels, your car, things that you get into.
Yeah, your pets, your kids, make talismans, make dog babies, do what you gotta do. Taylor made one for the pets, a doll baby for the dogs.
That's good. Did she put some of their hair in it?
Girl, in our house, that they shed, those huskies shed all the time, so there's gonna be hair in everything.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would put some of their fur or whatever and put it in the doll baby too. Incorporate it.
But she's got it right next to the animal the animal doll baby, because we have, like a whole farm. She's got her little broom that we got from Meadows, the Voodoo Conjure Pet.
Oh, yeah.
Little broom we got? got that sitting upside down. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right next to that little doll baby. So even the doll baby has protection.
Taylor says, I know what I'm doing. She's smart. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Oh, you know, and Co has said it too. She's a force to be reckoned with, even now, at her young age. Can you imagine what she'll be like when she's 23 in 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to worry about her or not worry about her. A little bit both.
You don't have to worry about Tay-Tay.
I
You
know
don't have to worry about her.
she can handle anything. I might need to be worried about the other people.
Yeah, that's what I would probably be more concerned with, the people that will deal with her. But you won't have to. Remember when I first met you, I told you she was gifted and spirit walks with her strong. You will not have to worry about that child.
She still says that too, that when you first met her, that you said that she had my grandmother's spirit in her, and she tells everybody, I got my great grandma's spirit in me.
Yeah, she does. I'm proud of her. She's a strong young woman.
She's a good girl. She's been here the whole time, just being quiet.
What? What's up, Tay-Tay?
She's waving. She's trying to be shy. Huh? Oh, she's hungry. Okay. All right. So since she's hungry, we'll go ahead and end it. You've told people how to get in touch with you, and that you do readings, you do work, you have oils, you have floor washes, you have body washes, you have spirit bottles, you have a little bit of everything.
I need to get the Etsy up and running, but I said mid-November that everything will be loaded, uploaded, and it'll be ready to go. Because I've been kind of pushing it back. You know, I've been pushing it back for like a year. So mid-November.
Because when it's time, it'll happen, and it'll be done right. Don't rush it. It'll happen.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's probably what I'm thinking about too, is that I don't want to rush it.
We're gonna go ahead and say goodnight and probably hit a Jack in the Box or something.
Oh, super tacos. That sounds good. Well, look, I love you. Be careful. Message me when you get home, okay?
I'm almost home now. We will be. I love you too.
All right. Bye. Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.
You okay, Loda?
I can figure out how to. I can't read this. I can't see. I'm so sorry.
To find out more about Mademoiselle Lynna or to book a reading, please visit us online at www.conjuremits.com. That is CONJUREKNITS.com.